Part 76. Super God System becomes infinitely stronger. Author, Shuxiang ZK. Chapter 751. Sixth level spiritual fruits are the most useful for people in the realm of kings. This time someone gets 10 sixth level spiritual fruits at once. What a huge amount of spiritual energy this will be. It may not necessarily be able to advance people to a smaller realm. Not to mention those below the realm of kings, these spiritual fruits will definitely allow them to advance, even if their physiques cannot take so many at one time. But if you keep taking it slowly, within half a year, you will definitely be able to continuously improve to multiple realms, or even to a large realm. Chu Wei has now dug up a huge fortune in front of everyone, and anyone who sees it will be jealous. Who? Chu Wei could feel that the breathing of everyone present was obviously getting heavier, which was the sound of excitement after seeing the treasure. It is the greed of a beast after seeing food. If they hadn't seen that Chu Wei had activated all the 6th level spirit fruits, and if everyone hadn't thought that Chu Wei was a strong man in the king's realm, I'm afraid the people here would have swarmed up immediately and brutally snatched away Chu Wei's 10 spirit fruits. It's really strange. Isn't Zhaoda a level 3 second awakener? How could the fruit he activated be a level 6 fruit? Guoda, who was among Luo Bing's team in the crowd, said curiously, but it was his words that made thousands of people look at him in an instant. Boy, do you know this guy? Someone pointed at Chu Wei in the center of the crowd and asked Guoda. This man was already at the 5th level of the second awakener. When asked, the spiritual energy contained in the voice was like thunder. Guoda, who was still at the 1st level of the Great Awakener, was immediately shaken with blood from his ears. Now he said in horror, "We know him, we were on the same team as him before." "You said he is only a level 3 second awakener," this person asked the question that everyone at the scene wanted to ask. The reason why they did not dare to have thoughts about Chu Wei before was because they instinctively believed that Chu Wei was the king. A strong person in the realm, because only a strong person in the king's realm can mature the fruit to the 6th level spiritual fruit. But now, people who know Chu Wei actually say that Chu Wei is only a 3rd level awakener. This time, it seems that Chu Wei, a weak person, actually got 10 6th level spiritual fruits. How can this make them happy? As long as it can be confirmed that Chu Wei is only a level 3 awakener, then these people must ask Chu Wei to hand over the fruit today. Weak people don't deserve such good things. Chu Wei could feel that many of the thousands of people around him were already brewing their own spiritual energy, and they were ready to take action as soon as they heard Guoda's answer. Most of these people are people with level 3 or above of second awakening. In fact, many of them are still in the realm of ultimate awakening. However, even though there were thousands of people present, there was not a single strong person in the realm of kings. Although Chu Wei saw many strong men in the realm of kings and even strong men in the realm of emperors in the city near the sea, those people were only 1 in 10,000, or even 1 in 10,000 in the realm of emperors. Therefore, in the huge deep sea mysterious zone, unless there is a valuable treasure that everyone competes for, it is not very common for strong kings to meet together. And among the thousands of people here, not one of them is in the realm of kings. Under the eyes of everyone, Guoda, a garbage at the 1st level of the Great Awakener, was so frightened that his legs softened. At the same time, his crotch was still wet, and he was so frightened that he lost control of his urine. "Say it quickly," some other masters yelled angrily. Guoda immediately said, "Yes, he is the 3rd level of a second awakener." Super God System becomes infinitely stronger. Author, Shuxiang ZK. Chapter 752. I didn't expect that he was really at the level 3 of the second awakener. It seems that this guy must have some magic weapon to activate the 6th level spiritual fruit. Otherwise, how could one person make so many spiritual fruits mature? It must be, he must have a magic weapon. He is not at the level of a king. For a moment, This was the common thought in the minds of thousands of people at the scene. At the same time, people above the level 3 of the second awakener began to look at Chu Wei with ill intentions. Ding! The system detects that thousands of people around have negative emotions against the host. The host's hatred value is increased by 30, and the hatred fruit is fed. The current maturity, 68/100 points. This time, Chu Wei has completely become the object of robbery in the eyes of others. But at this moment, a loud voice sounded in the crowd, "Don't move, I am General Li from the Glorious Sect, I want to spend a lot of money to buy the 6th level spiritual fruit in this brother's hand. Whoever dares to rob or something at this time is against my brilliant sect, you have to think clearly." General Li's voice immediately attracted everyone's attention. "Damn, it's this General Li again," someone said hatefully. "How do you know this person? Is this your first time here? You don't even know this General Li. I tell you, this General Li is from the Brilliant Sect, and the leader of this Brilliant Sect is a powerful person at the level 5 of the King. This is considered to be somewhat powerful among the many small and medium-sized forces in the Deep Sea Mystery Zone. So, this General Li has been relying on his own sect to bully those who are not covered by big forces in the Deep Sea Mystery Zone. So that's it," the newcomer understood. "Not only that, this guy is also a famous smiling tiger. Every time he sees a newcomer find a treasure, he will go up to the person with a smile and say, 'I want to buy it.' However, no matter whether others sell it or not, he will force them to buy it. In the end, when he talked about it with other people, he would shamelessly say that those treasures were sold to him voluntarily by others, he is popular, and others give him face. I spit. I don't like this guy the most. It's no wonder that the person who complained disliked Li Jiang so much, because the person who complained had been bullied by Li Jiang before, so he knew him very well. Li Jiang, you, the Brilliant Sect, are too domineering. Are you going to occupy all these 10 6th level spiritual fruits? Are your appetites too big? That's right, there are thousands of us here, can you, the Brilliant Sect, defeat all of us? The people around certainly didn't want to withdraw from the competition for these 10 6th level spiritual fruits because of the appearance of the Brilliant Sect, especially some people with strength in the Second Awakener realm and the Ultimate Awakener realm who didn't want to miss this rare opportunity. The 6th level spiritual fruit, this thing usually only appears after being irrigated with the blood of a king-level strongman, but today is an exception. Today, this man called Zhao De used his blood of the Second Awakener level to mature the 6th level spiritual fruit. Although I don't know what treasure Zhao De used to make the spiritual fruit mature to the 6th level, this is an opportunity, because Zhao De's strength is not high, everyone can rob his spiritual fruit. If it is a 6th level spiritual fruit activated by a king level strongman, they have no chance at all, because they dare not rob the things of a king level strongman even if they are beaten to death. So they want them to watch the spiritual fruit being taken away by Li Jiang of the Brilliant Gate. How can they be willing? It seems that you are not convinced. Seeing that the people around him were not convinced, Li Jiang snorted coldly, and the spiritual energy in his body immediately turned into a circular shockwave that hit all directions. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Super God system becomes infinitely stronger. Author, Shu Xiang ZK. Chapter 753. The weak ones among the surrounding crowd were immediately thrown off their backs by the shockwave and kept retreating. It's okay if you don't accept it, but do you have the ability to go against me? Li Jiang just showed that Chu Wei's shockwave was already at the 3rd level of the Ultimate Awakener. With such strength, he was already among the top 10 among the thousands of people present. It has to be said that after General Li revealed his strength, he immediately caused the people around him who were below the 3rd level of the Ultimate Awakener to retreat a lot. I tell you, don't think that just because you have more people, you can compete with me. You know what kind of strong man the master of my brilliant sect is. If you go against us, you will not end well. So you guys are still obediently watching what happened today. Moreover, I am negotiating a business with Mr. Zhao, but I am different from you people who want to rob. The people around him immediately smiled disdainfully when they heard General Li's words, as if they were saying, "Don't we still know about General Li's virtue, buy or sell? You just put it nicely, but in the end it wasn't a robbery." However, no one around him dared to speak out to object, not even a dozen people among the thousands who had reached the ultimate awakened state. When no one spoke, General Li looked at Chu Wei and said, "Zhao, you heard what I just said, I want to buy your spiritual fruit." Chu Wei glanced at General Li, who had a fat head and big ears. This man had a round face and small eyes, and he looked at him with a playful look in his eyes. It seemed that he was his prey and could be played with at will. Chu Wei smiled disdainfully. He really wanted to see how this clown-like guy would do business with him. He immediately said, "Buy my spiritual fruit, can you afford it?" General Li's eyes turned cold, and he said with a cold smile on his face, "I can't afford it? Who do you think you are, De Zhao? I have the final say on how much each of these 6th level spiritual fruits cost. I'll give you 10 lingya coins each. I want all 10 of your spiritual fruits. 10 lingya coins each. Oh my god, are they buying this? This is simply a robbery. The price of a 6th level spiritual fruit is at least tens of thousands of spiritual jade coins per person. General Li actually wanted to buy it for just 10 spiritual jade coins. This is simply making fun of Zhao. And he can still say that he bought it in the future. What a despicable guy. The people around him had long been disdainful of General Li's actions. If General Li hadn't been so powerful, many of the people around him would have wanted to tear him apart. After all, many people looked down on such a despicable character. If you want to grab it, just grab it. Why are you pretending? Is there something wrong with your brain? Chu Wei suddenly asked. The people around were shocked. Zhao, who was in the 3rd level of the 2nd awakening, actually dared to talk like this to Li Zhang, who was in the 3rd level of the ultimate awakening. Doesn't he know that General Li can make Zhao lie on the ground and unable to get up with just a wave of his hand? General Li's eyes turned cold, and he said in a nonchalant manner, "Zhao, do you know who you are talking to?" "It's me, General Li from the Brilliant Sect." Chu Wei smiled disdainfully. "Brilliant Sect, it's so scary. The owner of the sect is in the realm of kings. It's so powerful. And you, General Li, are at the 3rd level of the Ultimate Awakener. You're one of a kind. But I really don't know you, but I think your brain is sick. You want to buy a 6th level spiritual fruit for only 10 spiritual jade coins. Are you so poor? Come, brother, give you money." Chu Wei took out a handful of hundreds of jade coins and smashed them directly into General Li's face. Super God System becomes infinitely stronger. Author, Shu Xiang ZK. Chapter 754. Files. Li Zhang released his spiritual energy to form a transparent wall to block these spiritual jade coins. "How dare you mock the Brilliant Sect like this? Dare you mock me, General Li, like this? Okay, you are the first one, you bullshit," called Zhao. "That's incredible, it seems you don't know my reputation yet." As he spoke, General Li turned to the thousands of people around him and said, "Everyone, look, this Zhao Dake is really awesome. How dare he talk to me like that? I, General Li, will let him know today. When I arrived at this deep sea maze, I met General Li. If I were a tiger, he would lie down on my back. If I were a dragon, he would look like a worm in front of me. Let me tell you first, if this person named Zhao doesn't leave any physical belongings behind today, he won't be able to leave here alive." Ding. The system detects Li's angry and negative emotions towards the host. The host's hatred value is increased by 2. The fruit of hatred is fed. The current maturity level is 70/100 points. Everyone looked at General Li and heard that General Li was a very face-saving person. Today he was ridiculed in public by Zhao De, who had no power to protect him. He would definitely make Zhao De pay the price and let everyone know that he had offended him. Will's fate. Really? Leave something behind? You are so social and awesome. After Chu Wei finished speaking, his body came to Li Jiang as fast as purple-red lightning. Then under Chu Wei's disdainful eyes, Chu Wei directly slapped Li Jiang and spun him 360 degrees. At the same time, with a sound of puff, Li spurted out the blood mixed with his 2 big white teeth. For a level 3 ultimate awakener like this opponent, Chu Weijin was worried that if he used a little more force, he would be slapped to death. Wow! The people around him all took a step back in fright. They were so surprised. This Zhao De was not at the level 3 level of a second awakener. He could slap General Li away with a slap. He was definitely at the level 3 level of the ultimate awakener than General Li, even more powerful. At this moment, many people looked at Guo De in Luo Bing's team. After all, it was Guo De who said that Chu Wei was the 3rd level of the second awakener, but now, this Guo De is obviously talking nonsense. If General Li hadn't been overbearing and wanted to take action just now, then if they had taken action against Zhao De, wouldn't they have been beaten like General Li and had their teeth fall out? What kind of intentions does this Guo De have? Are you trying to trick them into going up there and die? Suddenly, almost hundreds of people at the scene looked at Guo De with evil intentions, because they all felt that they had been deceived by Guo De. Damn it, you Zhao De, you actually hid your strength, Li Zong got up from the sea and said fiercely. The others themselves didn't say that they were in the 3rd level of the second awakening. If you want to listen to Guo De, it means there is something wrong with your head. People who had been bullied by General Li in the past said in the crowd. Guo De. I'll deal with you later, Li Jiang gritted his teeth. Guo De in the crowd almost fainted. He just said a word. How could he have thought that it would cause such a big trouble? But Luo Bing on the side had no sympathy at all. This Guo De was the first to leave Brother Zhao when he fought against Brother Huang. When he saw Brother Zhao just now, he disrespected Brother Zhao verbally. In fact, in Luo Bing's view, he had no choice but to leave Brother Zhao before, and he could not afford to offend Tianhua sect. But Luo Bing was grateful to Brother Zhao. After all, Brother Zhao had saved them. Super God system becomes infinitely stronger. Author, Xu Xiang ZK. Chapter 755. But this Guo De is ungrateful. He didn't respect Brother Zhao. Now he said the wrong thing and was targeted. He asked for it. Moreover, he just said that Brother Zhao is a level 3 second awakener. This sentence undoubtedly made everyone want to take action against Brother Zhao, but no one expected that Brother Zhao was actually the ultimate awakener. This was really a surprise to Luo Bing, and at the same time Luo Bing regretted it even more. If he had stood firmly by Brother Zhao's side and followed him, he would have made a lot of gains. Zhao De, right? He's hiding his abilities, right? Let me tell you, this time I am coming with the elders of my brilliant section. You can beat me, but you will definitely not be able to beat my elders. General Li roared angrily while pointing at an old man in the distance among the people at the brilliant sect. This old man was very arrogant. He closed his eyes and seemed not to notice everyone present. He was the elder of the brilliant sect and a master whose strength had reached the 5th level of the ultimate awakener. Among the more than 1,000 people around, there are actually about 10 people who are in the ultimate awakened state, and 2 of them are even 1 level higher than General Li. However, the reason why they did not speak when they faced the threat of General Li just now, that's because they saw an old man with his eyes closed among a group of about 10 people from the glorious sect around General Li. Although the other party is showing off with his eyes closed, he has that strength. The level 5 Ultimate Awakener is the highest among the more than 1,000 people present at the scene. Feeling the gazes from around him, the old man with his eyes closed slowly opened his eyes and said lightly, "Where did this brat come from? He is so courageous and dares to touch my glorious door. Don't you know that I, Zhang Yun, am here?" Chu Wei smiled disdainfully. These people were not very powerful, but you have to say that they were very good at pretending to be realistic. Li will ask people before, "Do you know who I am? Do you know about Brilliant Gate?" And this Zhang Yun had his eyes closed among thousands of people. How can he pretend? Did you open your eyes? If you didn't open your eyes, I thought you were blind, Chu Wei said disdainfully. Zhang Yun became angry and shouted, "You young boy, don't think that I won't attack you because you are not old. Let me tell you, I, Zhang Yun, can attack even an 80-year-old widow. Your current words are already seeking death." Ding. The system has detected Zhang Yun's anger towards the host. The host's hatred value is increased by 2. The fruit of hatred has been fed. The current maturity level is 72/100 points. Okay, stop making fun of yourself here. If you want to do something, hurry up. I'll beat you and you'll still have something to do, Chu Wei said. Good guy, what a young boy, Zhang Yun turned around and said to everyone. Everyone can see clearly that this young boy doesn't know how high the sky is and he is looking for death. It's not that I, Zhang Yun, rely on my age to kill him after practicing for a few more years. It's true that he doesn't know how to respect the elderly. Chu Wei smiled disdainfully. He was also drunk. Do people from the brilliant sect talk so much nonsense? In fact, the reason why Zhang Yun said this was entirely because he did not want to get a reputation as a bully of the younger ones in the deep-sea mystery zone in the future. After all, he was a man in his 50s and 60s who had practiced spirituality for decades and bullied Chu Wei, who was only 17 or 18 years old. The face of a young man who is 6 years old is somewhat disgraceful. Who doesn't want their reputation to sound better? You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Super God system becomes infinitely stronger. Author, Shu Xiang ZK. Chapter 756. Although Chu Wei had just slapped General Li away with a slap, his strength was not bad, at least at the level of Ultimate Awakener, but Zhang Yun was at the level of Ultimate Awakener level 5, so General Li could not be compared with him at all. He believed that he had cultivated his spirit for decades, and he was more than capable of dealing with Zhao De, who was 17 or 18 years old in front of him. It seems that you, a young boy, are definitely going to get beaten. Well, no one has dared to fight me for a long time in these years, so I'll just use you to stretch my muscles, Zhang Yun laughed. Chu Wei thought, you are really good at pretending, really. I haven't made a move for many years, so I'll use my famous skills, Zhang Yun said, and his body shook, and 5 thin swords about 1 meter long appeared in front of his body. 5 swords to kill. Zhang Yun waved his hand, and 4 of the thin swords attacked Chu Wei from the east, south, west, and north, blocking Chu Wei's escape route. Then Zhang Yun held the last thin sword and rushed directly at Chu Wei. 5 swords moved at the same time, each sword was as fast as lightning, with flames and thunder on it, and its might was enough to make people at the Ultimate Awakening realm secretly frightened. Although Zhang Yun likes to pretend, his strength is not all exaggerated. Just this move of 5 swords flying together is enough to make anyone at the scene bow down. However, when these 5 swords approached Chu Wei moved his hand. There were no martial arts or supernatural powers, just pure physical strength. Bang! 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 A few punches, the 4 flying swords in the east, south, west and north were directly knocked out. Then, in Zhang Yun's shocked eyes, Chu Wei punched over and smashed the last rapier in Zhang Yun's hand. Chu Wei's current physical strength is too strong. The body of a king is almost a weapon in itself, and ordinary swords can hardly cause damage. Bang! Chu Wei's punch not only broke the rapier in Zhang Yun's hand, but also punched Zhang Yun in the abdomen, causing him to bend over in pain instantly. How could a young man like you be so powerful? I have been practicing for decades, I shouldn't lose to you. Facing Zhang Yun's unwillingness, Chu Wei slapped him directly. With a puff sound, this great master of the Ultimate Awakener level 5 was beaten by Chu Wei and a mouthful of blood, along with several front teeth. Hiss. The people around took a breath of cold air. Is Zhao De too fierce? It's okay to slap Li Zhang, but I didn't expect to slap Zhang Yun, an old man, too strong. Who said that Zhao De was only a second Awakener level 3? Many people at the scene thought of what Guo De said before. After the battle just now, Zhao De was obviously a great master above the Ultimate Awakener level 5. Those who wanted to rob others just now were wiping their sweat silently. If Li Zhang and Zhang Yun were not domineering, they would have to rob Zhao De alone. Otherwise, if they had robbed Zhao De together just now, their fate would definitely be worse than Zhang Yun and Li Zhang, and their front teeth would have been knocked out. Now it seems that General Li and Zhang Yun saved everyone. They are men who sacrificed themselves to be beaten and experimented on themselves. After defeating Zhang Yun, Chu Wei glanced around with indifferent eyes. Although there were thousands of people around, no one dared to look at Chu Wei at this moment. At this time, looking at Chu Wei, isn't it obvious that they are very awesome? They don't want to lose their teeth. Ding. The system detects the negative emotions of fear of thousands of people towards the host. The host's hatred value is increased by 30, and the hatred fruit is fed. The current maturity, 100/100 points. Ding. Congratulations to the host, the hatred fruit is mature and can be taken at any time. Chu Wei was happy in his heart. The hatred fruit can prompt the strength of 2 small realms in a short time. If Chu Wei had this fruit when he fought with Zhaoju, Chu Wei would definitely be able to compete with Zhaoju even if he didn't use the 3 styles. Super God system becomes infinitely stronger. Author, Shu Xiang ZK. Chapter 757. Swoosh. Chu Wei's body shook, and he soared directly into the sky in the ocean, heading for the distance. The fruit was ripe, and Chu Wei was not interested in staying to play the game of pretending with Zhang Yun and others. Just when Chu Wei left, the old man Zhang Yun stood up from the ocean with his mouth covered. He looked at one of the people in the crowd with a pair of vicious eyes. This person was Guo De, who had said before that Chu Wei was only a second awakener at the 3rd level. You are so good, you have hurt me and my people in the brilliant sect so badly. When Zhang Yun spoke, he also glanced at the 2 big front teeth in the sea water next to him. They were his. Originally, Zhang Yun saw that Zhao De activated the 6th level fruit. He once thought that Zhao De was at least an expert at the 7th level of the Ultimate Awakener, and might even be a strong man at the king level. At that time, he had no idea of robbing Zhao De at all, at most he was jealous. It was all him, it was all Guo Da's nonsense, saying that Zhao Da's strength was only a second awakener, which made him fall into the trap and attack Zhao De. However, the result now is that he didn't get any spiritual fruit, but he lost 2 of his front teeth. Moreover, he, who loves face, was beaten out of 2 front teeth in front of more than 1,000 people today. This is a great shame. From now on, these 1,000 people will spread the news that he was beaten for pretending to be powerful today. When Zhang Yun thought of this, his eyes turned red, and he looked at Guo De like a beast that wanted to eat people. Listen, people from the brilliant sect, beat this Guo De to death. Damn it, if it weren't for this kid's bad mouth today, I would have suffered such a big loss. Yes, more than 10 people from the brilliant sect responded in unison. Today, the leader and elders of their brilliant sect were beaten, and they were already angry. At this moment, Guoda was the object of their anger. This is none of my business. Guoda was so scared that his crotch turned yellow again. It was that Zhaode who lied. I didn't expect it. Please let me go, please. Guoda knelt down directly. However, no matter how much he begged for mercy, the people from the brilliant sect rushed forward, and countless fists and feet fell on all parts of Guoda's body. Ah, my balls. Ah. Please be gentle. Ah. Stop hitting me, I can't stand it, Guoda kept wailing. However, the people around him were watching coldly, and they were shouting in their hearts that they deserved it. Even Luo Bing and others were watching coldly. Who told you to be so mean? In a place in the ocean, there was an underwater cave with some ordinary fish and shrimps around. Chu Wei drove the fish and shrimps away, and then set up an alarm formation at the entrance of the cave. Then he took out the 10 6th level spiritual fruits in the cave, and put the 10 6th level spiritual fruits together. The abundant spiritual energy in the spiritual fruits immediately filled the entire cave with a feeling of spiritual energy surrounding it. The spiritual energy contained in the 6th level spiritual fruit is so powerful that if a person who has just started to cultivate is in this cave, even if he does not eat these spiritual fruits, as long as he smells the spiritual energy released by these spiritual fruits, his cultivation speed can be more than twice as fast as usual. Moreover, if these spiritual fruits are placed in the gardens of some villas, and a special formation is used to let the spiritual energy in the spiritual fruits cover the entire villa, then ordinary people in the entire villa will live longer because of absorbing this abundant spiritual energy. Super God system becomes infinitely stronger. Author, Xu Xiangzike. Chapter 758. Crack. Click. Chu Wei directly started to eat the spirit fruit. Ding. The host takes the 6th level spirit fruit and is rewarded with 5 points of spiritual energy crystals. The current spiritual energy crystals are 17 points/100 points. The current king is at level 2. A 5-point spiritual energy crystal, the effect of the 6th level spiritual fruit is really good. Crack, 2 more spiritual fruits were eaten. Ding. The host takes 2 6th level spiritual fruits and is rewarded with 10 points of spiritual energy crystals. The current spiritual energy crystals are 27 points/100 points. The current king is at level 2. Kaka. Kaka. This 6th level spiritual fruit worth about 100,000 spiritual jade coins was being eaten crazily by Chu Wei like a cabbage. This is Chu Wei's physique, which can continuously absorb spiritual fruits. Even if ordinary people get these 6th level spiritual fruits, they will not eat them like this. Because the spiritual energy contained in the 6th level spiritual fruit is huge, the human body cannot absorb such a huge amount of spiritual energy in a short period of time, so if others eat it like Chu Wei, the spiritual energy in the spiritual fruit will be wasted. Therefore, when other people take the 6th level spiritual fruit, they treat it as a treasure and add many other medicinal materials, or ask an alchemist to refine it into elixirs, so as not to waste a 6th level spiritual fruit. If Chu Wei gnaws it like a cabbage, if others see it, they will probably lose all their teeth. Ding. The host takes 2 6th level spiritual fruits and is rewarded with 10 points of spiritual energy crystals. The current spiritual energy crystals are 37 points/100 points. The current king is at level 2. Ding. The host takes 2 6th level spiritual fruits and is rewarded with 10 points of spiritual energy crystals. The current spiritual energy crystals are 47 points/100 points. The current level of the king is level 2. Ding. The host takes 2 6th level spiritual fruits and is rewarded with 10 points of spiritual energy crystals. The current spiritual energy crystals are 57 points/100 points. The current king is at level 2. In a short period of time, Chu Wei got 57 points of spiritual energy crystals by taking the 6th level spiritual fruit, which was already half of the spiritual energy crystals needed for the current promotion. This result also surprised Chu Wei slightly. Originally, Chu Wei thought that after he reached the realm of kings, he would probably need hundreds of 6th level elixirs for each level. But in fact, the spiritual energy contained in the 6th level elixir was much greater than Chu Wei had imagined. 9 small 6th level spiritual fruits allowed Chu Wei to obtain half of the spiritual energy crystals needed for promotion. Chu Wei was overjoyed and took out the last 6th level spirit fruit at the same time. The blood vessels on this 6th level spiritual fruit were golden. This was the 6th level spiritual fruit that Chu fed his own blood. Crack. When this spiritual fruit entered Chu Wei's stomach, Chu Wei clearly felt something different, because not only was this spiritual fruit rich in spiritual energy, but there was also a power connected to his blood that entered his body. This is. In Chu Wei's confused feeling, this power directly entered his blood and was absorbed by his blood. At the same time, red dragon scales automatically appeared on Chu Wei's body, and the golden runes on the dragon scales looked more shiny than before. This golden fruit actually makes my half-dragon body stronger than before. Chu Wei shook his right hand that was covered with dragon scales. This was really amazing. This heart fruit was originally fed with its own blood, and there is dragon blood in its own blood, so when the fruit matures, there is also golden dragon blood in it, so it is different. The blood vessels on the fruit are golden. And after he ate the fruit, the dragon's blood returned to his body, and more so than before. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Super God system becomes infinitely stronger. Author, Xu Xiang ZK. Chapter 759. Chu Wei wondered, if he kept eating this fruit, would his half-dragon physique be improved again? Unfortunately, his own blood could only feed one of the fruits on the blood coral, so Chu Wei had to put this idea in his mind for the time being. Then Chu Wei took out another fruit. This fruit was shaped like a black bat and looked a bit cold and violent. This fruit is the ripe fruit of hatred in the emotional orchard of the system. When Chu Wei was holding the bat fruit, Chu Wei could feel that there was a strange magic power in the fruit, which could make the blood and potential in his body burst out in an instant. It is indeed a fruit that can allow people to advance to 2 small realms in a short period of time. It is extraordinary just from the outside. Although the realm indicated by this fruit is short-term, the sudden increase in strength in a short period of time can completely play a counter-attack role in an evenly matched battle. After looking at it for a while, Chu Wei put the fruit away and waited for a chance to use it again. 2 days have passed. Chu Wei spent another 2 days wandering around in the deep sea zone. During these 2 days, Chu Wei was constantly looking for various upgrade resources. Of course, the results did not disappoint Chu Wei. The resources in the deep sea zone are very rich, and Chu Wei has found a few more 6th level spiritual fruits. In this way, he is a big step closer to entering the 3rd level realm of the king. It is a small step closer to entering the realm of the emperor who owns a domain. But there was one thing that made Chu Wei quite helpless, that is, Chu Wei had never found a fruit with life power. Chu Wei felt that his fire power was about to awaken its life form. But unfortunately, I haven't found any fruit with vitality in the past 2 days. Until the 3rd day. Chu Wei heard that there might be fruits containing life in a place called Sea Lion in the deep sea, so Chu Wei went directly to Sea Lion that day. Chu Wei plans to go to deeper seas if he can no longer find fruits containing vitality here. The deeper the sea, the more dangerous it is, and of course, the treasures found will be better. Moreover, if you want to find the secret of believing in becoming a god, you must go to a deeper and more dangerous place. As soon as he stepped into the land of sea lions, Chu Wei relied on his superior spiritual perception and immediately felt that the sea lions were rich in vitality. It seemed that the spiritual fruit of vitality was really contained here. In fact, the so-called sea lion is not a real lion, but refers to the place name in the deep sea mystery area, because this place is an island in the ocean that looks like a lion. It is said that this island was really a huge sea lion that died a long time ago, but because the sea lion was very powerful during its lifetime, it was a 7th level mutant beast, which is equivalent to a strong man in the realm of human emperors. After the death of such a mutant beast, its body still contains huge spiritual energy, and its corpse is a huge treasure. However, something strange happened. After this powerful sea lion died, its huge body of tens of thousands of meters was completely petrified. As a result, everyone who wanted to get the sea lion's body was disappointed, because the body was petrified and could not be used as a weapon. Just when people were disappointed, suddenly many elixirs and spiritual fruits began to grow on the body of the sea lion. It turned out that although the body of the powerful sea lion was petrified, the huge spiritual energy in its body had not dissipated. Therefore, these spiritual energy nourished the elixirs and spiritual fruits on its corpse. This is really a magical thing. Super God system becomes infinitely stronger. Author, Xu Xiangzike. Chapter 760. When Chu Wei stepped on the sea lion, it looked like a huge stone lion, very majestic. Just from this huge figure, Chu Wei could feel that the sea lion must have been a very powerful mutant beast when it was alive. Because even if it died, when you stepped on its corpse, you could still feel a kind of fierceness in the corpse. That was the momentum of the sea lion that once dominated the area. However, what surprised Chu Wei was that when he just stepped into the sea lion, he was surrounded by a group of people, 2 of whom were actually acquaintances of his. These 2 people were Ma Xiaoyuan and Li Min, who once said, "Senior brother, kiss me," and made Chu Wei almost vomit. Ma Xiaoyuan and Li Min belonged to Chengtian sect, and what surprised Chu Wei even more was that the sea lion area belonged to Chengtian sect among the 7 major forces. This time, it was really a narrow road for enemies. "It was you," Ma Xiaoyuan recognized the guy who broke his good deeds in the cave and took away his scroll at a glance. "It's me," Chu Wei was also quite surprised. "Brother, we can't let him go," Li Min said on the side. This Li Min was wearing a red dress today, with long slender legs and a face like an internet celebrity, which made the other men of Chengtian sect secretly look at her. "Junior sister, don't worry, I was worried that I couldn't find him, but I didn't expect that he would come to my door today. I will make him a dead man. After all, only the dead are the best at keeping secrets. Well, brother, I will help you block his retreat." "No need, Ma Xiaoyuan, a second awakener at the 3rd level, can't I beat a kid like him? We were not originally from Chengtian sect, but joined Chengtian sect halfway, so these disciples who have been in Chengtian sect since childhood have always looked down on us. If they see that I, Ma Xiaoyuan, need your sister's help to deal with a kid, Ma Xiaoyuan, wouldn't it make them laugh at me? I'm sorry, senior brother, I didn't think it through and almost ruined your reputation." "It's okay, junior sister, I know you're doing this for my own good, my heart is almost melted by you." "Oh. Senior brother, stop talking, I really want you to kiss me now." The conversation between Ma Xiaoyuan and Li Min was transmitted to their ears, and only the 2 of them could hear it. When they said this, their eyes looked at each other. If there were no other people around, they would have really kissed each other at this moment. Although the other disciples of Chengtian sect could not hear the sound of their conversation, these words were heard clearly by Chu Wei, who had an exceptionally outstanding mental power. Hearing their earthy love words of kissing me at every turn, Chu Wei almost vomited. "Ah, junior sister, I'll come and kiss you after I get rid of him." After Ma Xiaoyuan finished speaking, he said directly to Chu Wei, "Dare to invade my Chengtian sect, take your life." As soon as Ma Xiaoyuan finished speaking, 2 ice and fire powers appeared on his left and right hands at the same time, and his hands turned into a pair of tiger claws and went directly to Chu Wei's throat. His tiger claws were one flame and one ice, and scales appeared on the tiger claws. He went directly to Chu Wei with a strong momentum. I don't dare to come to the Chengtian sect. I'm fighting against your Chengtian sect. Chu Wei punched directly, and the spiritual energy on the fist formed a transparent fist and hit Ma Xiaoyuan. You dare to use your fist without superpowers to deal with me? Break it for me, Ma Xiaoyuan roared, and the ice and fire claws directly tore the transparent fist in front of him.